founder of the Citadel Global Community Church, Pastor Tunde Bakare, who also ran against President Bola Tinubu in the primaries of the All Progressives Congress APC about 2.5 years ago, had visited the president on a courtesy call at the president's residence in Lagos. The visit reportedly focused on critical national issues and the state of the nation. Pastor Bakare, during an address in April at his church in Lagos, called on President Tinubu to implement immediate and strategic interventions to steer Nigeria out of its mounting crisis. Take a listen to him.
My life personal vision is to see a nation that works in my lifetime. And those things I've discussed with Mr. President. They're not hidden things, but I've learned that when you discuss with the person in charge, you leave it with him to do whatsoever he wills with what you have suggested. So I've had a private conversation with Mr. President, and I'm glad that he received me well, and I trust that God will help our nation. I like to see good collaboration between the best of the North and the best of the South to steer Nigeria in the right direction. I like to see predictable progress in our nation. We have danced around some subjects for too long a time. It's time to take concrete action to ensure that the mercies of our country do not live in abject poverty.
So I don't know what you make of this visit of Pastor Tunde Bakare to Bola Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, to have this discussion about moving Nigeria in the right direction and starting to put policies that will steer Nigeria in the right direction. In Tunde Bakare's words, he wants to see a Nigeria that works in his lifetime. But the big question here is this. Does the president or his political party or his policies, do they have the capability, or his presidency, do they have the capability of steering Nigeria in the right direction? You know, we're comparing this government with the worst governments we've ever had in Nigeria. We're comparing the Bola Tinubu's government with a very catastrophic Buhari's government. We're comparing Bola Tinubu's government with the military government. And we're comparing them based on the fact that Buhari's government was so bad, Nigerians wished that we didn't have it. And now we have a Bola Tinubu's government. And we're looking at it and say, your government is actually worse than the Buhari's government. Nigeria complained about corruption, visible corruption with the Buhari's government. And now we even see it more glaring than with the Buhari's government. For example, look at the 2025 budget. It's so heavily padded, it's so visibly padded that even the blind can see how corrupt that budget is. But yet that budget is going to scale through, or even it's not, and that budget is going to be the one that they're going to still borrow the money to execute. And even after borrowing the money to execute the budget, they will still wouldn't do the job. We're comparing the Bola Tinubu's government to the military, their batches to the Babangida's military government, the worst system of our government of our country, where Nigerians are being gagged, closed, and locked up. And then we're looking at this Bola Tinubu's government, they're locking more Nigerians up, like more than the military. And in some cases, they are at the same rate and the same level. That's how terrible this government is. So when the likes of Tunde Bakare goes to meet Bola Tinubu to talk about how to move Nigeria forward, it is evident that this particular point in time, we can only pray to God to help us. Because the ruin and the destruction that having a Buhari government and a Bola Tinubu's government sequentially will cost Nigeria. It will be generations to repair the damage. I'm telling you that it will be generations to repair the damage. To have these two catastrophic governments follow themselves like that, side by one after the other, it will be time. It will take time. So we're hoping that in our lifetime, because in my opinion, the lifetime of the people like Tunde Bakare, our parents' lifetime, they're the ones that destroyed our country to this level. There's no way they can fix it. Not in their old age, not in the time where they can't even stand and walk around for so long. They can't fix Nigeria. It's the young people that will be able to fix our country. And these are the same young people who are speaking up, and the same young people, these same old people are gagging up and locking up. Every time they criticize them, they look for one way to cause commotion and lock them up. So what do you think? Do you think that this same Bola Tinubu's government has the power to steer Nigeria. Look, first of all, look at unemployment. Look at the amount of businesses that are folded and left Nigeria. Look at the amount of multinational companies that have actually left the country. Look at key parameters or markers to measure the government. Look at electricity. Is it stable? Do we have it? No. At what price? We don't even have it for the amount we're paying for it. Look at the cost of an internet, data, telephone. Taxes have gone up. Where the people are suffering, the government is increasing their taxes. That's the Bola Tinubu's policy. If you look at Lagos State, that's exactly what Bola Tinubu did in Lagos. Just kept collecting taxes and taking over people's properties. It's exactly what Wike is doing in Abuja at the moment. It's just following exactly the same script it did with Lagos State. By the time they're done with Nigeria, they would have actually taken most of Nigeria's properties and given it to themselves. Look at corruption. Look at security issue. So 24 months into his presidency, they've not been able to fix security, but they say, and they still accuse other politicians of being the ones fomenting the insecurity in the country. If you're saying that other politicians are the ones causing it, list them out, call them out, show the proof that they're the ones. And so that Nigerians can start campaigning to say, okay, since you have the proof, take them to the judiciary so they can be jailed. But yet they're just making those accusations to say, and you just train whatever will stick on the wall. So I'm asking you as well, what do you think? Do you think they have the wherewithal, the capabilities, the ability to actually move the country in the right direction? Look at child poverty. Look at malnutrition across the entire nation. We've become the world capital in malnutrition right now. More people have now been, dumped into multidimensional poverty in our country under this government. Take our debt. At the time Buhari was leading, we had about 77 trillion in debt, both internally and external. As of this moment today in June 2025, we have 150 trillion. So he has borrowed more than Buhari borrowed in 8 years. He's borrowed that in 2 years, and we're borrowing more. By the time we're done, Bola Tinubu would have borrowed over 100 trillion in 2 years. Yes, money is that generations will have to pay, even the ones that have not been born yet. So I'm trying to understand the rationale behind the visit and the outcome of the visit. And I want you to put in the comment section what you think, because as of this particular moment, the only thing that can save Nigeria right now is God. And 2027, when it comes, we form a band as a people together to come on, find a way to oust this government during the election period. We know for certain that they plan to rig the elections. We know that they have all these governors, defecting to them so that they can rig the elections. They can use the people to scatter election processes so that Bola Tinubu can remain in power. And there's every likelihood that they will succeed as long as we're divided. As long as there's no proper opposition to rally around, as long as that's the case, then Bola Tinubu wins. So what do you think? Do you think after this visit by Pastor Tunde Bakare, do you think that Bola Tinubu might be able to steer the Nigeria in the right direction? His supporters say he's doing the right thing, but the market forces says differently. If you're executing projects in Nigeria, maybe you're building houses, you see the cost of materials. One moment, a bag of cement is 900. The next moment is 1,000. The price does not stay the same within hours, let alone days. And they say it's the price of the dollar. So we're saying that with all of these neoliberal policies, we're saying that they're telling us the price of goods and services are stable, and we're asking them in what market. So talk is cheap for this government. But the question that the reality of their policies are felt by Nigerians more. But what do you think? What do you make of this so far? Are we going to head in the right direction? Do you think that there will be something positive that will come out of this Tunde Bakare's visit to Bola Tinubu? Put your comment in the comment section. Let's have these conversations about it. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you're meeting this content for the first time or you've been following us and you've not subscribed yet. I'll catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.